It only seems like yesterday when Matthew Hubert went to victory lane in the 10th running of this great race, the Thanksgiving 500, a tradition that goes back all the way to 2014. We deleted that one, but in 2015, Harris Alonso won the inaugural NR2003 Thanksgiving 500. Back in the day, it was part of the old NRLOA, and it became a race in the NOFSRL, and has since been run independently since 2021. But over all those years, this race has essentially stayed the same. Here in Thanksgiving morning in Concord, Massachusetts at the Coca-Cola Superspeedway, we're here once again, this time for the 11th running of the Thanksgiving 500, and 42 drivers are here today for one of the best special events, one of my favorite special events that we do each and every year. It's great to be back here on Thanksgiving morning at the Coca-Cola Superspeedway, and happy Thanksgiving to all of you out there. Let's have a wonderful day and a wonderful race as we always do. It's the 11th running, the 11th annual NR 2003 Thanksgiving 500 here from the Coca-Cola Superspeedway. Hello everybody, this is AG here, and happy Thanksgiving to everyone out there here today. It's hard to believe it's already Thanksgiving. I tell you, this past year has been a great year, and it's all come back around to the fourth Thursday in November. And here we are once again on Thanksgiving morning for the 2025 NR 2003 Thanksgiving 500. This, the 11th running, the 11th annual running of this race, and we are excited as always to be here, and it's going to be a very fun race here today, as it always is. And as it has been the past couple of years, join alongside Caleb Rose and Andrew Miller for the call of today's event. Of course, neither of you guys are actually in the race here today, unlike how it has been the past couple of years, but great to have you both back as always, two of my best friends here from the NR 2003 community. And of course, Thanksgiving is a holiday to be thankful for what we have, and I think I have said it enough this year. We had the 10th anniversary race back in April. I cannot be more thankful than I am for this community and this game and what it has done for me in my life. And I went back earlier today and actually watched the end of the 2018 Thanksgiving 500, and I reiterated a lot of the same things and reiterated how much this race felt like a tradition back then. That was 7 years ago. Here we are in 2025. We're still running this great race, and it's great to be back here on Thanksgiving morning with two of my best friends and with all of you guys here today tuning in for this great race. Caleb, I will start off with you. Of course, I am very thankful to have you as my right-hand man of the channel. It's actually been over 2 years now since you've joined the team and have been a part of all this, and I know you have said many times yourself how important, how much it means to you, but outside of that, what are you thankful for here today on this Thanksgiving morning as we're about to start the 11th annual Thanksgiving 500?
I mean, tell you what, it's definitely hard to believe it's now been over 2 years, my tenure here on the channel. It just feels like yesterday running that first race in the Rowdy Energy Pro Series at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, but that blossomed into something that even better than I envisioned. I'm so thankful to be up here once again, so thankful to be with you all once again, and yeah, I guess, like you said, just besides being thankful for this game and this whole community, definitely just very thankful for all the connections that I have made. Of course, there's you two. There's everybody else over there in the server, like Matt, Stewart, Nathan, all those guys over there. They have been just such pleasures to meet all the way back there in 2020. And even today, we all still talk. We all still share laughs, share memories. And it's just awesome that I got to meet all those incredible people just by joining a server back in 2020 and just deciding, I'll run a NR offline series, why not? But yeah, I'm so thankful for all of you. I'm so thankful, just like I said, being here and sharing this time with you all, and definitely thankful for, on the real life side of things, of course, my family and friends, and for having my back through all these years. And I think that's brought me to a pretty good place right now, and I am very, very excited to see how that'll bring in and how that will come to fruition here today in the Thanksgiving 500. But it's definitely going to be a very, very fun race. No doubt about that.
And we're excited for this race here today, and excited to have you alongside Caleb as always. And I am very thankful for all that you've done, and of course being such a great friend over these past 5 years, and especially the last 2 years as well. And Andrew, of course, I know you're very thankful for this community and what it means to you as well. And I know you have a lot to be thankful for in terms of all that as well. So I'll give you a couple minutes to go over what you're thankful for here on this Thanksgiving morning in 2025.
Well, I'm thankful to be up here once again for the third year in a row, and getting to call this. I mean, I was hyping up last year's race so much because it reinvigorated my enjoyment of offline NR2003 racing when the online side was really taking precedent for me. And getting to call that race and how much fun that was with both you guys was such a thrill and so awesome. And on top of that, I am thankful to have been a part of this community now in some way, shape, or form now for at least 7-8 years now, which is incredible to say that. On a more personal note, I am thankful just for the love and support that I've had lately going through stuff myself. But I am thankful for Alex and what you've done, and Caleb getting to share the booth on my channel a few times this year has been awesome. I love you both. Seriously, you guys are absolutely awesome. And to everyone that's watching this race today, hope that it's a good show. I hope that you find some entertainment this Thanksgiving morning before you hopefully go out and enjoy some good food and some time with friends and family, because that's what it's all about. Just those that are around you, that care about you, and that you care about. Just be thankful for that and surround yourselves with that, because that's what matters the most, especially on a day like today.
Well said. Well said, Andrew. And like I said, I am thankful to be in the booth with the two of you and with all of you watching today on this Thanksgiving morning. And, you know, this is a tradition on the channel to have this race on Thanksgiving morning. But, you know, just when Andrew was talking about that, in a way, it's kind of our own little Thanksgiving, coming together every Thanksgiving morning to watch this race and celebrate the NR2003 offline community and what it has meant to all of us. And of course, it has meant a lot to me, especially being a part of it for over a decade now. This race has been going on for over a decade now, and I have grown up with you guys and grown up with this. And now I'm a 26-year-old adult that is adulting out in the world. I have a career and all of that. But one thing has remained the same: my love for this community, my love for this game, and my love for my great friends here in this community. And go watch the 10th anniversary race if you really want all the hubbubaloo about that. I promise you I'm not going to cry today. But as always, I am so thankful for all of you guys here today on this Thanksgiving morning, once again celebrating this wonderful community. All right. We got a race to run, 50 laps here at the Coca-Cola Superspeedway. As always, we've seen it, we know what it is, but each and every year something different happens. So Caleb, I'm going to start off with you here. What is the key to winning this Thanksgiving 500 here, this 3-mile? They're going to be pushing upwards of 250 miles per hour here today. What is the key to winning this crazy race here at the Coca-Cola Superspeedway?
Yeah, like you said, this race could definitely get pretty crazy. Of course, a mega super speedway. These guys are going to be absolutely flying around here today. But I think the key definitely is just keeping the car clean and setting yourself up right, especially if this thing goes green. We could see a lot of strategy in this race, so that'll definitely be a key factor here in this one. But just you want to try and make sure you set yourself up well. Try and maybe make your way towards the front, especially going to be important if this thing does go green. These guys start to maybe string out a little bit. But like I said, if you're in a good position, once we kind of get to the thick of it, you could definitely have a good shot to win this race. But it's definitely going to be interesting to see who we might see fighting for this race win, because the winner could come from about anywhere, and it could be anybody taking the checkered flag after everything is said and done here in the Thanksgiving 500. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing who we might see fighting for this race win. But yeah, I think it's just all going to come down to putting yourself in the right place at the right time and capitalizing off all the factors that we might see present here in this race.
And of course, a lot of different factors will come into play. We could see a wreck. We could see pit strategy. I mean, last year, Andrew, we saw drivers coming down the pit lane coming to the white flag. Of course, we hope that does not happen here today. But fuel mileage might be a little bit of a concern. We got ourselves about a 17, 18, 19 lap fuel run. So if it stays green, it'll be a 2-stop race. But if we get an early caution, what do you think the right decision is? We've seen split strategies before. How do you approach it on that first pit stop here? Because it could be crucial to your finish in this Thanksgiving 500.
Well, that first pit stop is going to be incredibly important, especially if it's under green. Ideally, you are going to want to push the fuel probably as much as you can so that it will give you some flexibility later on. But on the same note there, you can be way more aggressive if you're pitting with a slightly smaller pack. There's less chance of any problems coming onto pit lane here. I mean, good grief, it's just a solid wall that's separating the track of the pit lane here. So you find yourself in a bad spot. Next thing you know, you're slamming the attenuator. You're getting spun out into the inside wall on pit road there. We've seen that happen before as well. So many different things that can happen there. Even under caution, if they pit under caution, it's such a congested pit road with this many cars and a high pit road speed that there may be some carnage. So like Caleb said, just try to keep it out of trouble, try to keep the car clean, and you're going to be in it with a chance. And ultimately, if we do end up with green flag pit stops, keeping yourself within sniffing distance of the lead draft will also be critical.
And we'll have to see who ends up being in position once we get to the end of this race. Of course, last year, Matthew Hubert was in position, and he had enough fuel to make it to the end, and came home with the race victory in the Thanksgiving 500. He, along with Nicholas Sambidio, the only two drivers in this race who have won the Thanksgiving 500 before. Of course, Nicholas Sambidio winning in 2017, 8 years ago when he blew up across the line to win this race. We'll see if either of them become the first two-time winner of this race. But odds are in the favor of the other 40 drivers. And, of course, you mentioned these drivers hitting the attenuator. That happened in both of the qualifying races last night. But both of those qualifier races were won by a Josh Marzak and Chase McLaurin. The fastest time in the race was within 1 mile per hour. The nod went to Marzak and qualifier number 1. So Josh Marzak will lead us off to the green flag here in this 2025 Thanksgiving 500. We have 42 drivers in the field. Let's go ahead and introduce all 42 of them, and then we will get these drivers to roll off here for the 11th annual Thanksgiving 500. Starting 42nd in the number 24 in his 7th Thanksgiving 500, Ryan Durrani. Starting 41st in the number 99 in her 2nd Thanksgiving 500, Mauricia Veblis. Starting 40th in the number 75 in his 1st Thanksgiving 500, Matthew Hall. Starting 39th in the number 50 in his 2nd Thanksgiving 500, Matt Black. Starting 38th in the number 40 in his 4th Thanksgiving 500, Alexander Rowe. Starting 37th in the number 77 in his 1st Thanksgiving 500, Jack Hodges. Starting 36th in the number 26, your defending Thanksgiving 500 champion in his 2nd Thanksgiving 500, Matthew Hubert. Starting 35th in the number 93 in her 2nd Thanksgiving 500, Sarah Taylor. Starting 34th in the number 21 in his 1st Thanksgiving 500, Jeffrey Fingard. Starting 33rd in the number 01 in his 1st Thanksgiving 500, Carson Miller. Starting 32nd in the 02 in his 3rd Thanksgiving 500, Avery Alford. Starting 31st in the number 9 in his second Thanksgiving 500, BB Ruiz. Starting 30th in the number 25 in his third Thanksgiving 500, Angel Gutierrez. Starting 29th in the number 4 in his fifth Thanksgiving 500, Eric Monaco. Starting 28th in the 00 in his third Thanksgiving 500, Andrew Williams. Starting 27th in the number 12 in his first Thanksgiving 500, Tyler Jericho. Starting 26th in the number 42 in their first Thanksgiving 500, Rasha Mahendra. Starting 25th in the number 1 in his second Thanksgiving 500, Bryce Egan. Starting 24th in the number 97 in his 8th Thanksgiving 500, Nathan Stapleton. Starting 23rd in the number 20 in his 7th Thanksgiving 500, Ace Garcia. Starting 22nd in the number 7 in her first Thanksgiving 500, Emily York Watson. Starting 21st in the number 10 in his 8th Thanksgiving 500, Thomas Trotzel. Starting 20th in the number 28 in his third Thanksgiving 500, Bradley Reen. Starting 19th in the number 2 in his 7th Thanksgiving 500, Justin Zidell. Starting 18th in the number 5 in his 7th Thanksgiving 500, John Andrews. Starting 17th in the number 11, his first career start, Marcus De Jesus. Starting 16th in the number 66 in his fourth Thanksgiving 500, Brad Stover. Starting 15th in the number 8, the 2017 Thanksgiving 500 champion, running in his 9th running of the Thanksgiving 500, Nicholas Samadillo. Starting 14th in the number 14 in her 4th Thanksgiving 500, Daisy Johnson. Starting 13th in the number 31 in his 4th Thanksgiving 500, Isaac Nichols. Starting 12th in the number 17 in his 2nd Thanksgiving 500, Duncan Ward. Starting 11th in the number 6 in his first Thanksgiving 500, Max Davis. Starting 10th in the number 43 in his third Thanksgiving 500, Brian Webb. Starting 9th in the number 44 in his 6th Thanksgiving 500, Zachary Fitzwater. Starting 8th in the number 32 in his 6th Thanksgiving 500, Brennan Wilmington. Starting 7th in the number 94 in his first Thanksgiving 500, Bernardo de Oliveira. Starting 6th in the number 60 in his 9th Thanksgiving 500, Stuart Gratton. Starting 5th in the number 90 in his first Thanksgiving 500, Marcus Glitch. Starting 4th in the number 71 in their first Thanksgiving 500, Kobe Light. Starting 3rd in the number 18 in his second Thanksgiving 500, Tanner Parton. Starting 2nd in the number 88, winner of qualifier race number 2 last night, in his first Thanksgiving 500, Chase McClure. And starting on the pole in the number 22, winner of qualifier race number 1 last night in his second Thanksgiving 500, your pole sitter for the 2025 Thanksgiving 500, Josh Marzak. And there is the 42-car field for the 11th running the 2025 Thanksgiving 500. And of course, Josh Marzak and Chase McClure are going to lead us off to the green flag. Let's go ahead and get these drivers to roll off here from the Coca-Cola Superspeedway. And as always, per tradition, we ask our co-commentators who they think is going to go to victory lane here today. Caleb and then Andrew, who's winning the 11th annual Thanksgiving 500 here today on this Thanksgiving morning?
Well, we have definitely seen in the past that this event honestly seems to be kind of favorable to rookies here on the channel. Of course, we had Brett Hill win this race a couple of years ago in that number 66. But I think I'm honestly going to go with the only total rookie here in the field. I'm going to go with the number 11 of Marcus De Jesus to get the race win here in the Thanksgiving 500.
Interesting. You know what? I'm going to go the exact opposite route, but it is a guy making his return to the Thanksgiving 500. I'm going to go with Isaac Nichols, that 31 machine. I'm liking that starting position. Obviously a guy that knows his way around the racetrack. And based on the note that I saw here, this is his first running in 5 years. That's pretty cool.
That it is. First since 2020 for Isaac Nichols. Of course, he had a great year in the Wall Cup Series, so no surprise to see that. Hey, a lot of these guys, we got some guys in their 9th running of this race. Nicholas Sambidio and Stuart Gratton. Nathan Stapleton and Thomas Troxel both in their 8th running of this race. John Andrews, Justin Zidell, Ace Garcia, and Ryan Durrani in their 7th. Zachary Fitzwater back in this race in his 6th. But they're led by Josh Marzak, and of course, we thank all of you for being here on this Thanksgiving morning once again for the 11th year in a row. Here we are at Coca-Cola Superspeedway. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. The 2025 Thanksgiving 500 is green from the Coca-Cola Superspeedway. Well, Josh Marzak is going to have a great first lap of this race. He's going to lead lap number 1 from the pole as they're 3 wide behind him there. That's the number 6 of Max Davis to the inside of Zachary Fitzwater and Bernardo Oliveira. You got Daisy Johnson and 2017 winner Nicholas Sambidio on the inside lane trying to move their way up. And here comes Sambidio splitting 3 wide to the inside for 2nd place.
About this tandem here on the inside, you got Sambidio, a well-established channel veteran and a winner of this race, being pushed by the 11 of Marcus De Jesus, making his first ever start here on the channel as Jesus looking to make a name for himself as he now tries to take to the inside of the 8 of Nicholas Sambidio. They're really fanning out right now throughout this field, but right now still being led by the 22 of Josh Marzak, fired off really well off the start. He still holds on to the lead as now here comes a 2 machine of Justin Zidell looking to try and make it 3 wide for 2nd. These guys are going at it right now behind this 22.
And Justin Zidell missed this race a year ago, and he made a note to make sure he made it this year, and it's great to have him back. This is 7th running in the Thanksgiving 500. He's been a part of it for a long time, and I know he would love to win this race. So would this guy, Thomas Troxel, in his 8th running of this race, another driver who wasn't in it last year, but returning here in 2025. But they are all still being led by this 22 of Josh Marzak, and a very strong car there. Of course, last night we saw a completely different style of racing under the lights, and we saw constant passing for the race lead. It's a bit more controlled here in this environment, as we do have a split in the pack right there. Is there something wrong with the 94 Bernardo de Oliveira? We'll take a look and see. It doesn't look like there is. So, not entirely sure what happened, but everybody's still in this race here on lap number 4. And somebody went around, and that's the 90 of Marcus Glitch. That's all that occurred right there, and they're going to race back to the line here on lap number 4. Thomas Troxell's going to get nose to the inside of Josh Marzak for the race lead. BB Ruiz, heartbreak last year for Ruiz as he came down the pit lane on the white flag, trying to split 3 wide. It's Marzak winning the race back to the line here in the Thanksgiving 500.
That 22 is looking strong in this first handful of laps here, but first caution out for a solo spin. You don't see that too. Well,
not anymore. It looks like we had something else happen as well. Matthew Hall, 94, Bernardo de Oliveira. I'm wondering if there was something up with the 94. Zachary Fitzwater's got damage in the 44, and the 1 of Bryce Egan looks to be done for the day as well. What a shame. Always hate to see an early crash. At this point, there's damage on Daisy Johnson as well in the 14 machine. So we're going to have to go back and see what happened. We're going to have to see if anyone comes down the pit lane here on lap number 5. The caution was originally for Marcus Glitch in the 90 getting spun down the backstretch. He's going to be able to continue. I don't think he's got significant enough damage where he's going to be out of this race, so he's still good, and everybody come down the pit lane, so it's still going to be a 2-stop race from here on out. This is also, and to your point, Andrew, at the beginning of the show, you mentioned that even under caution, pit lane can be a very dangerous place here at the Coca-Cola Superspeedway, so we're going to have to see who survives this first cycle of pit stops with nearly 40 cars on the pit lane.
Check it up a bunch. 26.
Hubert. A little bit of contact with Monaco, nothing too major. '93 machine getting off all right. Sarah Taylor there in that machine. Some more contact there. Oh, that's not good.
More. Oh, that's Ruiz.
Baby Ruiz again. Bad luck for the 9. He got pushed in by the 25 of Angel Gutierrez. And we're going to have to see if he can recover from this, get back to his pit stall before he goes a lap down. That's the big kicker. You do not want to go a lap down. A racetrack such as this, he will finally teleport back. We'll see if he has enough time to remain on the lead lap. That's a shame for BB Ruiz. It looks like everybody else generally had a pretty good run on the pit lane, including Marcus Glitch there in the 90. I think he's going to get some new tires and get back out there. Also got the 94 there of Bernardo de Oliveira, was caught up in that second accident. And Ruiz is still on the pit lane right here. I think he got penalized for that unsafe entry, and waiting for him to get the tires up. He's hoping that he does not go a lap down here at the Coca-Cola Superspeedway. They're currently on the backstretch, and it's Justin Zeidel who won the race off the pit lane. May have had some split strategies right there as Josh Marzak a little ways behind. He may have taken some tires. He's back there and around the 15th position here for this restart that's about to come up. Well, before we get to that restart, let's see what happened to bring out the caution here at the Coca-Cola Superspeedway. A single car spin initially, but then a bigger wreck in turn number 4 here at the Coca-Cola Superspeedway. Well, this is how this all started. And then we had another wreck after this. Marcus Glitch is getting a bit too close to Zachary Fitzwater, and then getting up into Daisy Johnson right there, and the 90 machine getting spun around. And Fitzwater at least. I can't remember if Daisy Johnson was caught up in this or not. Fitzwater was caught up in the second accident here. You see Tanner Parton getting into the back there of Fitzwater as Marcus Glitch goes around in the 90. And this is what triggered the caution, and originally this was all that took place, but I think this 94 here might be the catalyst for this. Oh yeah, look at that. They're going 5 wide in the corner. And Bernardo de Oliveira has a very bad entry going in. And Matthew Hall there on the 75 trying to split to the inside of Fitzwater, and I think we're going to get ourselves a bit of a sandwich there and not the turkey variety. Oh boy. Yeah. Bernardo Oliveira tapped the apron and up into those guys. And Bryce Egan, an innocent victim of that one. He actually took the most damage, and that's actually going to knock Bryce Egan out of this race. And then you got the 75 of Matthew Hall. Zachary Fitzwater caught up in that one as well. Such a tough break for all those guys, and such a shame to see these guys get knocked out this early on in this race. But it's just the nature of this racetrack, as you can clearly see. The fine folks at Papyrus designed this to be the goofiest thing they can possibly do, and the fine folks who modded this game years after got some crazier things, but the original fictional track in NR2003 was fictional for a reason. Let's just put it that way. Tough break for those guys. Let's go ahead and see what happened in real time.
Well, with everybody bunched up, the aggression in these early stages is rampant. We got 4 wide and Glitch, a bit of a squeeze up the track into Fitzwater. And just unfortunate circumstances there. Around goes the 90 Marcus Glitch down the back straightaway. But then it's going to get, fortunately, a little bit worse, especially there for the 44 of Zachary Fitzwater. You're going to watch Bernardo de Oliveira just misjudged it a little bit, entered a little too far low, clipped the apron, and up into Matthew Hall. Zachary Fitzwater with a double whammy there, and Bryce Egan, like you mentioned, is an unfortunate bystander there, and all that. Just nowhere for that one car to go. So definitely a very, very tough break for all those guys involved in this first caution today.
Definitely a wild way to start this race, but hey, we're just getting started here on Thanksgiving morning. And we got ourselves still a little ways left to go on this race. Not even a fifth of the way through. So let's see how it all goes down. I believe it's Justin Zidell who won the race off the pit lane there in the number 2, so let's go ahead and see what happened, or what happens on the restart here at the Coca-Cola Superspeedway. We are back here at the Coca-Cola Superspeedway on Thanksgiving morning 2025, American Thanksgiving 2025. Happy belated Thanksgiving to our friends up north in Canada. It's Justin Zidell leading this field here. Won the race off the pit lane. We're going to restart with 42 laps to go. It's Sarah Taylor in second. Thomas Troxel, Max Davis, Nicholas Samadillo, Chase McClure, the outside pole sitter, Marcus De Jesus, Brennan Wilmington, who, by the way, looking to join Nicholas Samadillo and Luke Rainey as drivers who have won both the Indianapolis 250 and the Thanksgiving 500, looking to become the first to do it in the same calendar year, though Samadillo did win 17 Thanksgiving 500 and the 18 Indianapolis 250, about 6 months apart there. Ace Garcia in the 20 and the 18 of Tanner Parton rounds out the top 10. Out of the race, unfortunately, include Zachary Fitzwater, Matthew Hall, and Bryce Egan from that accident. Everybody else still on the racetrack. Bernardo Oliveira a lap down, and Bibi Ruiz still 3 laps down. I don't believe they've come back around yet in the 9, so a shame there for Bibi Ruiz getting hit on the pit lane while he was trying to exit. Sarah Taylor takes the race lead from Justin Zidell. Here comes Troxel. Here comes Max Davis. Here comes the 88. That right there was the first pass for the lead on the racetrack all race long so far. And we're about to have a second one.
And you know what? Yeah, we're about to see another one as there comes Troxel to the inside. Up from the 6 of Max Davis and the 32 of Brennan Wilmington, looking to maybe get up there and help his teammate out a little bit, or at least his driver out a little bit. Tanner Parton there in the 18, also in line on the inside as Wilmington. Oh, he's going to cut 3 wide for the lead. Davis was already to the quarter panel of Troxel, and Wilmington looking to try and make it 3 wide to the inside. They stay side by side for the lead going into turn number 1, and Wilmington going to poke the nose ahead and clear for the lead here as we head off of turn number 2. Tanner Parton in tow. Here comes the number 43 down to the inside. That is Brian Webb being pushed and now moved up the track by the 50 machine of Matt Black. A chaotic start here so far as we got a lot of shuffling going on, and we have a slow car.
That's and Bibi Ruiz finally got back out there, apparently, 4 laps down. This could get a little dicey. Thankfully, they have a bit more control of the cars in the daytime than they do at nighttime. If we were running the night version, that would have been a 15-car pileup right there. Thankfully, it was not. And I would imagine that Bibi Ruiz is going to be up to speed, so a bit of a slowdown mid-pack, but everything should close back in. Ryan Durrani started dead last in this race. Here he is on the inside lane, about to crack the top 15. He is in the top 15. And another one! There goes Avriel for the round. Nicholas Samadillo and Isaac Nichols has damage in the 31, and already our second caution of the day. Ah, that's a shame. think Sam Medio's going to be fine, but Isaac Nichols totally torn up in that 31 machine. And it's a wild one out there here at the Coca-Cola Superspeedway. It's been wild all weekend, essentially. Last night's races were crazy, and it's been crazy so far here tonight, here this morning. It's Matt Black winning the race back to the line on lap 11.
I think probably once again, kind of just like that first incident, I wonder if them bunching up there for the Niner Ruiz might have set that off.
I venture to say that was probably what happened. Well, Andrew, you want to apologize to Isaac now, or you want to wait?
I did it again. I have done it again.
If Nathan was here, if Nathan was calling this with us, he'd say it's the staple jinx. But for you, I guess it's the dragster jinx. Want to call it that? Your top dragster. Go check out Top Dragster, by the way. Does a lot of great online races. A lot of great broadcasting of online leagues, keeping that side of the game alive. Oh, there's some damage on Nicholas there. That's a shame. See if anyone comes down here. This is where we could easily see some split strategy. But it doesn't look like we're going to see it. And once again, the field coming down the pit lane here on lap number 12. At this point, it is possible we may see a one-stop race from here. BB Ruiz is actually going to get one of his laps back, and so will Bernardo de Oliveira. We'll wave them around once everything gets going. They're going to top off on fuel right here. Oh, little contact right there. They're going to keep it together for now. Thing is, these splash and goes are so quick. They're coming off when these guys are trying to come back on, and that's what happened to BB Ruiz. Got them all confused there, and 3 laps down. It doesn't look like we had anything go wrong in that instance, and Matt Black will easily win the race off the pit lane, and the number 50 machine does not want to relinquish this race lead. Ace Garcia going to be second right there. His 7th Thanksgiving 500, I should say. Brendan Wilmington was the runner-up in 2020. And you got the 77 of Jack Haas, who won the Christmas Eve Showdown. Which, by the way, Caleb, I got to ask, are we doing some sort of consolation, like who really won the Christmas Eve Showdown last year? Because we've got to see between Jack Haas and Darian Arnsdorf really actually determine how that went. I think we're still trying to figure that out nearly a year later.
My lawyers would probably advise me to keep my mouth shut,
okay.
But we'll see. We'll see.
Hey, I gotta give a shout out to Justin Zeidel for kind of doing this idea. He did this great thing in the server, made this promotion of like a 1v1 race between Jack Haas and Darian Arnsdorf. It's like, who really won it? It's great if you're in the Discord server. I recommend you check it out. Justin did a great job. That was hilarious. Matt Black is your race leader. Let's go ahead and see what happened to bring up the second caution of the day early on here in the 2025 Thanksgiving 500. Well, 4 wide again. You know, we generally can see 4 wide work here, but a lot like Daytona and Talladega, you really don't want to go 4 wide, and that's Avery Alford kind of in the middle of all that. And of course, we had ourselves an issue ahead of all this. BB Ruiz in the 9 machine kind of jammed these guys up. And Isaac Nichols there, just nowhere to go in the 31 machine. Such a tough break for him. That's going to knock him out. Sorry, Andrew, that was your pick. And you can write your apology letter. You can start writing that apology letter now if you want. Nicholas Samadeo also with damage. He's not going to be knocked out. We'll see how that affects him as this race goes along. But that was it. Just those 2 guys getting spun off on the inside. Avery Alford might have gotten a piece of damage from that. But thankfully, a relatively small accident here at the Coca-Cola Superspeedway. That could have been much worse. Thankfully, it was not.
Well, through 1 and 2, a bit of a jam up after they caught up to the 9, and you see the 71 and the 02 get close. The 02 pushes up into the 66, and that just caused this chain of events that will ultimately take Isaac Nichols out of it, which is solely my doing. Isaac, I've done it again, and you thought the staple jinx was bad. I swear this is starting to really get bad. But
hey, he actually gets some fixed twice sometimes.
Yeah, once or twice, but there were some lucky escapes in there, and the fact that that was not any bigger than it was actually very, very fortunate.
Tough break for those guys involved. Isaac Nichols going to be the only one knocked out from that one. It is Matt Black who's out front in the number 50 machine, so let's see what he does on the restart here at the Coca-Cola Superspeedway. And we're back here a little early, but the lights are off the pace car here at the Coca-Cola Superspeedway. Bit of a slow start here to this race. 2 quick yellows, not even halfway through this race. And I say that because it's a long racetrack. It's 150 miles, this race. 50 laps isn't that many laps for a race, but it is, of course, a very big racetrack. But regardless of the fact, we've been under caution more than we've been under green so far. Hopefully that changes here soon. And I think as we've seen that split in the pack, of course, BB Ruiz came back on after getting towed essentially for 3 laps, trying to get back to the pit lane in that whole incident there. And then, of course, we had that issue on the first caution. So both of these wrecks that have occurred have happened because some split in the pack occurred and kind of jammed everybody up. Now, the fascinating thing at this point, and if this thing stays green, this could get really interesting. Will it be a one-stop race? Will it be a two-stop race? Because it's a 17, 18, 19 lap fuel run. They came down on lap 12, and that is 39 laps to go. So in theory, they go 19-19. Still not quite enough, but some of these guys may be able to stretch it. So we're just going to have to see how that ends up shaking out. We do know that Matt Black is our race leader in the number 50, with Ace Garcia in second. Garcia was actually one of those guys who was up front last year as well. Almost had a shot at this one. Brendan Wilmington, like I mentioned, was runner-up in 2020. And then you got the 77 there of Jack Haas, the 10 of Thomas Troxel, Brian Webb, Tanner Parton. You got Ryan Durrani started dead last in this race, up to 8th. Justin Zeidel and Jeffrey Finguy, the top 10. Mauricio Vebalist also just outside of the top 10. Both Durrani and Vebalist hit the attenuator last night in the qualifiers. They're running a bit better right now. It is 35 laps to go here in the 11th running of the Thanksgiving 500. And 3 wide for the race lead, Andrew.
How about it? 32. Just like that, making the pass to the inside, and is going to take that lead with authority. And yeah, the 50, they're going to slip just a little bit for the time being. 77, of course, up here as well. Jack Haas. Jack Haas driving the car that, well, pretty much I drove last year. Finished 3rd in. Mm-hmm. So that's pretty impressive. And don't look now, but I see that 26 in the picture. Matthew Hubert coming forward and maybe looking to make some noise for this win. And I mean, remember last year he won the race, but he was up front for a good chunk of it. So he knows his way around this racetrack. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Josh Marzak come back up here as well, based on how fast that 22 was earlier.
Would like to mention, and I apologize for forgetting this, Isaac Nichols is out of the race. Nobody else knocked out from that incident. However, Nicholas Sambadio does have some damage to his car, and he's a little bit off the pace. Daisy Johnson, Avery Alford was the first one to go around in that incident. They have lost the draft as well, though they are not significantly off the pace, thankfully. Hey, these guys are going all over the place up front. Brendan Wilmington just got sworn by all those guys in the inside lane, as it's Thomas Troxel now out front in the number 10. How about Jeffrey Finguy? This is a guy I don't think he's ever won before on the channel. Made a few starts. We got ourselves 34 drivers in this field who have won a race on the channel in the past, so only 8 of these drivers have never won before. But this race, as we have seen historically, favors drivers getting their first career win, and especially those who are making their first ever start. But Matthew Hubert looking to go 2 in a row in the Thanksgiving 500. And as we've mentioned, no one has won this race twice before. It's the only major crown jewel event that has run at least pretty much the whole time we've had the channel in the past 10 years, where no one has won it twice. And Hubert really is the last chance, because I think Sam Medio's chances have faded at this point. How about Tyler Jericho up here, and the 0-1 of Carson Miller behind him there. And we're going to start seeing some of these guys cycle through here. Anyone in this lead draft can win here today. We're on lap 19 of 50 with Thomas Troxel still out front. How about this 88 machine first time? Now, not the first time mentioning Chase McClure, but he is as high up as he has been since the start of this race.
Big move to the inside there on the 29, Jeffrey Finguy, and that 88's definitely looking quick as he closes in to the 10 of Thomas Troxel. Here comes the 6 as well. Max Davis with a big run to the inside, followed by the 0-1 of Carson Miller, probably trying to snip a bit of draft there off of the 6 of Max Davis. McClure will have the draft, though, down the straightaway, and will stay clear for now. 3 wide back here. Sarah Taylor, Josh Marzak, and Jack Haas got really shuffled out there on the outside lane. There's 40 Alexander Rowe looking to maybe try and make history here today. Not just win the Thanksgiving 500, but to break the record of most wins in a single season. He needs one more to break that record, and that would definitely be a big way to do it by winning the Thanksgiving 500.
Yeah, and that would be 13 wins in the calendar year. Austin Spencer in 2015 and Blaine Keys last year are currently tied 12 wins apiece, and Alexander Rowe's tied with them now for the most wins in a calendar year. Alexander Rowe could break that tie if he wins here today, assuming he did not win on Tuesday night in the Lenovo Pro Series race, which is actually very possible considering what he's been doing over there. 2 wins in that season, 5 wins in the Sprint Series where he won the championship, 5 wins in the Light Series East where he won the championship, and he's looking to get the Thanksgiving 500 here today as well. We'll see if he can do so. The only dodge in the field here. We'll see what he can do as we move along. How about Kobe Light up to the 2nd position? Still all led by Thomas Troxel in the number 10. Looking very strong in that 10 machine. How about the 71, though, trying to move his way up? And he got the 26 of Matthew Hubert waiting in the wings. And how about Nathan Stapleton here? Be a pretty big win for Stapleton if he could pull it off. This is his 8th Thanksgiving 500. Of course, we all love Nathan. He's the other guy, part of AG the Channel, who isn't with us up here in the booth because he's out there on the racetrack. Jeffrey Finn guy, though, getting to the inside of him. You got Ryan Durrani, who was pretty successful in this race a year ago. I know he was up front a lot in this one. Has been up front in this race a lot in the past. He's got an opportunity here today. Here comes Hubert, looking for 3rd on Chase McClure.
Field's a little bit more spread out for this particular run. I wonder if those first 2 cautions may have forced them to settle down a little bit and try and run out some of these laps and see if we can get some of that strategy to come into play, as you were mentioning earlier, Alex, with the fuel window being what it is. If the one stop is going to be possible or not, if anyone's really going to want to try and push the issue. But speaking of pushing the issue, how about Kobe Light here going for the race lead on truck? So Kobe Light, that is a name that I will admit I kind of saw and went like, oh, there's another new name out there, and that's pretty cool. But now 71 out in front, and obviously we always reference Brett Hill winning this thing, and could see another first-time winner. Caleb, that you were mentioning the 11 earlier on. It is very, very possible in a race like this. A seasoned veteran can get it done, or someone could end up getting her first and only win on the channel. You just never know.
That's the beautiful thing about this race, and I was saying this before we started recording. This race has kind of taken on a new meaning by remaining the same all these years. Of course, in the ratings era with the Wall Cup Series and what have you, as Matthew Hubert, last year's winner, looking to take the race lead. This is really one of the last true equal ratings races on the channel anymore, and we've got the big names along with some of those newer names, and anybody can win it. It's not like that in the Wall Cup Series. It's not like that in the Turkey Hill Truck Series. It's not going to be like that in the IndyCar Series next year. This race is special for that reason, and all these guys finding themselves in a position up front at some point usually, unless you get knocked out, which is a shame for those guys who did get knocked out earlier. But how about Matthew Hubert? And he's coming into this race with some aura, no doubt about it, because he won this thing a year ago, and it's taken us a couple years to have a returning race winner come back. Brett Hill, we mentioned, won this thing in 2023. He didn't come back last year. And then Bradley Atkins won in 21, didn't come back for 22. Great to have Matthew Hubert, the defending race winner, in this field. And he's happy about it as well because he's out front. As next time by, we're going to be halfway here in this 2025 Thanksgiving 500. Watch out for Troxel. This 10 machine is fast. And I got to be honest with you got to watch out for Alexander Rowe because talk about aura. This guy has all of it this year. Looking to get his 13th win in the calendar year and his 24th career win on the channel.
A lot of drivers up here towards the front of the field looking to try and make history. We were already talking about Alexander Rowe, and of course Matthew Hubert looking to become the first ever driver to win multiple Thanksgiving 500s, along with trying to go for the championship over in the Turkey Hill Truck Series, which definitely have to wish him the best of luck in that endeavor. But right now he's been passed for the race lead by the 10, Thomas Troxel. That 10 machine is absolutely blazing faster so far today. That could definitely be a car to watch out for as we get into the later stages of this race if he can stay up here. But there's definitely A lot more strong cars in this field as well. You got Matthew Hubert still staying up here. That 40 of Alexander Rowe is definitely looking like quite the silver bullet here right now as he's fighting up here inside the top 10. You got 3 wide down the back straightaway there for the second position. And we got a lot of kind of just mini packs kind of forming here throughout this field as the run kind of goes along. The tires wear just a little bit. Not really as substantial, but they do wear out a little bit, and grip starts to go away.
Oh, hard in the wall. That's Ace Garcia.
God.
That was a vicious hit with Eric Monaco off the exit at turn 4, and the caution will fly for the 3rd time today. Oh my, thank goodness this isn't real. You know, and one of the things
to the outside wall.
One of the things I will always have with these NR races is that it is a video game, and reasons for being that wouldn't have been good in real life.
Wow.
They are fine. Ace Garcia and Eric Monaco are fine, given that they don't smash their heads too much on their desk from what happened after that. It's an old joke from back in the day. And this is still going to be a one-stopper if they come down here, so this is going to get very interesting, but Thomas Troxel leads it here, lap 27. We are now past halfway here in this 2025 Thanksgiving 500 and under our 3rd caution of the day. These guys are just antsy here this Thanksgiving morning at the Coca-Cola Superspeedway. Here they come once again. Imagine this is probably going to be a 4-tire stop, and you were just talking about it, Caleb. Tire wear is a thing here, and it does affect the way this race plays out, so you definitely want some 4 fresh tires here in this run. Make sure that all these guys are good back in here. Got Bibi Ruiz at the back of the field, 3 laps down now. Got one of those laps, actually 2 laps down. Got a couple of those laps back there from the wave around. And Ace Garcia, Eric Monaco, no doubt they're going to be out of the race after that one. Vicious hit for those guys. Only 2 drivers caught up in that accident, though. You know, for all the carnage that we have had in this race, none of the accidents have been too super massive, which is good to see. So we got a lot of these guys in this field contending for this Thanksgiving 500. Thomas Troxel will win the race off the pit lane, followed by Kobe Light, Matthew Hubert, Matt Black, Ryan Durrani, Alexander Rowe. How about Stuart Gradden up here? First time we've mentioned him today. He almost won the qualifier last night. Nathan Stapleton, Carson Miller, Jeffrey Finguy, and Justin Zidell. A lot of these guys have been up front in a lot of this race. Troxel has led the most laps so far here in this Thanksgiving 500. Well, it took us by surprise when it happened. Apologize to your eardrums if I yelled a bit too much when that occurred. Let's calm down a little bit and see what happened to bring out the 3rd caution of the day here in the 2025 Thanksgiving 500 from the Coca-Cola Superspeedway.
Zoomed in on
This is a strange one here. We don't typically see accidents like this in the daytime, maybe sometimes at night. Eric Monaco kind of sliding up there, and he actually gets into Ace Garcia. Just outright gets into him. And that gets Ace Garcia all squirrely. He hits the apron, and we saw with Bernardo Oliveira, you don't want to do that. Comes back up, and Monaco, of course, gets the receiving end of that, and that was a vicious hit to the outside wall. If that was a real-life accident, that would not have been good. That was driver's side into the outside wall. But hey, it is a video game. It has always been a video game. It always will be a video game. So, the shame for Ace Garcia and Eric Monaco. Both these guys have been in this race for years and years and years, and they're going to get knocked out because of this. But the only 2 caught up in this accident, thankfully. Just, the other side of it is that they're going to both be knocked out because there's no recovering from a hit like that here at the Coca-Cola Superspeedway.
Watching the 20 of Garcia and the 4 of Monaco. You're heading into 3 and 4. Monaco just going to clip the 20 right here in the quarter panel. And bang! Hard into the outside wall. Driver's side for the 20 of Garcia and passenger for the 4 of Eric Monaco. Yeah, just nothing really either driver could do there in that situation. Once that 20 got swirly, he was heading straight up the racetrack. And just at that point, unfortunately, nothing really any of those guys could do. So really tough break for both of those guys. A really hard hit here at the Coca-Cola Superspeedway, but luckily, like you mentioned, Alex, we are in a video game, of course, so like I've heard probably thousands upon thousands of times in my childhood, luckily, no one was hurt.
Thankfully, no one was actually hurt. Like I said, unless Ace Garcia or Eric Monaco are slamming their head in the desk. It's the old joke that we used to make back in the day, and you're feeling some frustration after something like that. But we have a race to continue on, just past halfway here in the Thanksgiving 500. I believe Thomas Troxel is your race leader, so let's see what he does on the restart here in the 2025 Thanksgiving 500. We are back here at the Coca-Cola Superspeedway. Hope you all getting ready to have a wonderful Thanksgiving day with your family, enjoy some food, and just be thankful for all the good things in your life. And hey, I hope I can say this correctly and say that this race is a good thing in your life. It's a great thing in my life, and I think it's a great thing in all our lives, and great to be together here 10 years after the first one, which was won by Sergio Alonso, who retired after last year. Made a whole announcement last year. I asked him, hey, you want to make sure you don't want to come back? You've won it before. You got the reserve. He's like, no. So Alonso, of course, winning the first one back in 2015. We'll see who wins it 10 years later. 20 laps to go when we come back across the line. Thomas Troxel is the race leader with Kobe Light, Matthew Hubert, last year's winner. He's up here in third. Matt Black, Ryan Durrani, Alexander Rowe, Stuart Gratton, Nathan Stapleton, Carson Miller, and Jeffrey Finguy. That is the top 10. Chase McClure is 11th. Justin Zidell is 12th. Got the 77 there of Jack Haas in 13th. Andrew Williams in 14th. Not mentioned Bradley Ringett in this race. There he is in 15th. Mauricio Bevelis is 16th. Got the 25, Angel Gutierrez there in 17th. Duncan Ward, Wawa Cup Series champion in 18th. Sarah Taylor in 19th. Brian Webb in 20th. And then you got the 22 of Josh Marzak, or pole sitter, in the 21st. Number 12 machine there of Tyler Jericho. We got the 6 of Max Davis, the 32 of Brendan Wilmington, the 42 of Rashia Mahendra, the 5 of John Anders. Haven't seen much of John in this race. He's still on the lead lap there. Bibi Ruiz, a couple laps down. Got Avery Alford in the 02, the 94 of Bernardo de Oliveira, 66 of Brad Stover, 14 of Daisy Johnson, the 7 of Emily York Watson. Haven't mentioned her much in this race. Marcus De Jesus in the back there. Marcus Glitch in the 90 was the first one to go around today, and Nicholas Sambadio in the 8. And we would like to mention that the 18 machine of Tanner Parton had a brake failure under the caution, so he is on the pit lane a lap down now. Out of the race include Ace Garcia and Eric Monaco. Tanner Parton going to join Bernardo de Oliveira and Bibi Ruiz a lap down or more in this race with 33. Oh,
something's
no.
Up. Another mechanical failure, I think.
And who was it? Ryan Durrani in the 24. What a shame. That's an engine failure, a minor engine failure on the 24 of Durrani. But that's going to take him out of contention here at the Coca-Cola Superspeedway. And once again, going to split the pack up. And we got another jam up back here with Finguy leading it. But we got to watch this because past couple of times it's happened. It has caused an accident. But we do remain green for the time being here at Coca-Cola Superspeedway.
Every time something goes on, even if it's minor, you get these wad-ups, and I'm still looking at that field. Oh my goodness, is Alexander Rowe. Hello there.
But man, that field back there is making me nervous after what we've seen so far. Alexander Rowe, though, to the point, and my goodness, what a race that it would be for him to break the record for wins in a year, and for it to be the Thanksgiving 500. That would be insanely huge. In the number 40. But man, this is 71. Kobe Light, really impressive. Been up front for quite a bit now, but oh my gosh, Stuart Gratton being up here. There's Stapleton side by side with Troxel. But now these guys have to try to run them back down. I mean, I think that they're close. They're all close enough that I think they will, and eventually this field will get way closer together.
So, one thing I would like to mention is we're not going to be able to make it to the end of this race without these guys having to come back down again. There is a guaranteed stop for all these guys left in the field. So it's not like it was last year when we had that split strategy. Some guys can make it, some guys couldn't. Everyone's going to have to make another stop in this race is Durrani. I don't know if he's coming on or coming off the pit lane, but tough break for Ryan Durrani, who's been a part of this race for so many years, and it's going to bite him. And this racetrack owes you nothing. It is a hard racetrack to just get a complete race out of. But still got a lot of guys in contention. And how about the top 3 in this race? Alexander Rowe, Stuart Grattan. Oh no! And there goes Kobe Light in the 71, and that is a big one right there. 8-8, that's going to take him out.
Watch it, watch it.
Oh my goodness, and they're not going to be able to get out of it that time. And Matthew Hubert hard into the 71. And Daisy Johnson going to hit Rasha Mahendra there as well. And it will not be back-to-back wins for Matthew Hubert in the Thanksgiving 500. What a shame for him there.
Those chances just got turned upside down.
Literally.
Literally.
Wow.
Boy, and you know, we mentioned at the top of the show, these guys pushing 250 miles per hour. You know, a stock car isn't meant to do that. The engines take on a very, very high amount of load here. And Kobe Light, that's such a shame. You gotta shut up, man.
Yep, it's online and offline, I swear. You can't make this up. Oh my goodness.
Stop talking. Stop talking. So that's such a shame for Kobe Light.
I'm gonna
to your
relinquish my
point,
headset.
you know, the first timers, they have a lot of success in this race historically. Kobe Light's not going to get it here today, but what a showing for Kobe Light here, and nothing of his doing in that situation. And here we go. Going to have no green flaggers in this one in the 2025 Thanksgiving 500. All going to be yellow flag, caution pit stops. And the field, as you can see, keeps on getting smaller. That might have been our biggest wreck so far here today. Alexander Rowe, this is the money stop for these guys. And they're going to race it out to the end, and hopefully we can race the rest of this thing out to the end. We've had a lot of yellow flag action here. There's been some action on these yellow flags. Matt Blackstone with his pit stop, and Alexander Rowe's already out for his pit stall as well. I think Alexander Rowe will win the race off the pit lane too. Of course, Tanner Parton is a lap down. Stuart Grattan going to be second off the pit lane right there. And Thomas Troxel is next. And I was just about to say, how about that top 3 that we have? Alexander Rowe, Stuart Grattan, and Thomas Troxel. Of those 3, do you know who has the least amount of wins on the channel? No one's going to answer for me? It's Stuart Grattan, who made his first start before either of those guys. They've all been racing for years and years and years. Stuart Grattan, 19 career wins on the channel. Alexander Rowe at 23. Thomas Troxel at 25 career wins. And one of them might very well win here today. Well, very unfortunate situation. Matthew Hubert was the one who went right in the Kobe Light. Let's see. Was that BB Ruiz? Yeah, no, he's had a tough day. Looks like I saw some smoke right there, but looks like it's all good. We're going to wave these guys around, and Alexander will be the race leader when we restart. Let's go ahead and see what happened to bring out the 4th caution of the day here in this Wreckfest of a Thanksgiving 500 here in 2025. Kobe Light. You were just saying good things about him, Andrew, then bam. Engine goes south on that 71 machine, and then heading in the turn number 3. Our defending race winner of the Thanksgiving 500, unable to avoid him. So many of these guys, you can see them scrambling, trying to get away from the 71, and Kobe Light's trying to get to the apron, but the momentum of this racetrack is just so difficult. But Hubert, nowhere to go. Rasha Mahendra, nowhere to go. Duncan Ward gets caught up in this one a little bit as well in the 17. That's a shame for him. And originally, just those 3 guys. Actually had some contact back here. Gutierrez and BB Ruiz. Gutierrez almost lost it. A good save there out of the 25. Daisy Johnson, however, unable to avoid this in the 14 machine, and she's going to get in to the 42. That's just enough of a slide and going to be back out into the outside wall there for Daisy Johnson. Hard hit there for the 14. Actually, only the 4 guys who were really massively caught up in that one. Kobe Light's going to be done. Matthew Hubert's going to be done. Obviously, that's actually our first flip of the day. We had a couple flips last night, but first flip of the day there for the Thanksgiving 500, and it's our defending race winner. Go figure. Tough break for those guys involved. Let's go ahead and see what happened in real time.
I'm on a roll tonight, aren't I? I say something good about Kobe Light, and boom. Engine says no more of that, and
Yeah, I think between this and how I've jinxed guys in online racing, I think I should probably just hang up the headset for a little bit. But man, there's some vicious hits there. You'd never hit light at this track at these speeds. And then yeah, just another massive hit there for the 14. And then yeah, of course the kind of gentle flip there for Hubert. What a tough break there to have your chance of defending your Thanksgiving 500 win end that way. Completely out of your control. Just someone blowing up in front of you like that.
Well, we got ourselves a great top three here, and very strong top three. Alex in a row is out front on the 40, and we're going to have ourselves about 12 laps to go in this race. So let's see how it all shakes out here as we're closing in on the finish. No more pit stops needed here in this Thanksgiving 500. We're back once again. We've had a lot of restarts here today in this 2025 Thanksgiving 500, and maybe, just maybe, this will be the last one. We got 12 laps to go in this race. It really has been a very stop-and-go type of race here today. And, of course, our last caution taking place because of an engine failure, which, you know, Kobe Light really couldn't do much about that, unfortunately. We got ourselves Alex in a row leading this field in the number 40 machine, looking to get his 13th win in the calendar year of 2025 and break the record that is held by Austin Spencer Blaine Keys and currently himself, all at 12 wins in a calendar year. Behind him, you have Stuart Gratton in the number 60, looking to get his 20th career win on the channel in over 10 years and maybe get one of the biggest wins he has ever gotten as a driver. Thomas Troxel is third. He's been one of the more dominant drivers of this race. How about Matt Black here? One of the newer drivers. He's been around a couple of years. One of the newer drivers here, and they got Nathan Stapleton rounding out the top 5. Tyler Jericho, Chase McClure, Josh Marzak has found his way back in the top 10. Max Davis and Sarah Taylor. There is Idell, Vebelist, 94 machine of Bernardo Oliveira, of course, still a lap down. Brandon Wilmington, Jeffrey Finguy up there as well. We have ourselves 28 drivers on the lead lap. Duncan Ward, the last one on the lead lap. 30 drivers on the racetrack. 31 drivers on the racetrack. 32, actually, because Tanner Parton is still out there. Out of the race after that accident include Daisy Johnson, Kobe Light, Matthew Hubert, and Rashia Mahendra. And it's 12 laps to go. No more pit stops needed. They are all good to go on fuel, at least in theory, as long as they put enough in the tank on that last stop. That's always a big one there. But Alex in a row with a clean restart, and it's on for the 11th running of the Thanksgiving 500.
And so far as we head here down the backstretch. Oh, here comes Stewart taking a peek to the inside. Got the 50 of Matt Black there to help him as they peek to the inside of Alexander Rowe. You got Chase McClure. They're outside post that repelled back there on the start after getting stuck on that outside lane. But that 88 definitely has some pace as now he's looking to try and make some noise up here at the front of the field. You got Max Davis up here at the front. And how about the 12 with Tyler Jericho? Also up here being pushed by the 22 of Josh Marzak. You also got Troxel still up here. Of course, Nathan Stapleton up here. Got a pretty sizable pack here for the race lead as we head to 11, coming to 10 laps to go this time by. And like you mentioned, in theory, these guys should be good to the end on fuel, so it is absolutely go time here in the Thanksgiving 500.
There's definitely a couple of guys who are a bit off the pace here. Duncan Ward in the 17. Of course, Sam Badillo's been off the pace pretty much all race. But a bit of a gap there. We got the main pack of guys and a bit of a gap behind them. And there aren't too many guys still left in the main pack for this race win. And all of a sudden, here we are with 10 laps to go in this Thanksgiving 500. And it's Max Davis out front with Tyler Jericho and Matt Black there. And how about this? Marzak is up here. Mauricia Vebelist and the 21 of Jeffrey Finguy on the inside lane. And I think we're going to see a lot of cycling here these last few laps because any of these guys can win it. They all know it. They are in contention for the Thanksgiving 500 here in 2025.
They made me nervous down the front straightaway there. Looked like they were going to go forward right there. But Max Davis out front right now in the number 6. The car that finished second last year when it was driven by Michael Lewis. Now out in front, the number 12, Tyler Jericho. And I'll tell you what, Matt Black, Looks like that 50 car is coming to life at just the right time. If he makes a peek here to the inside, not quite. That's going to be the 12.
Got it now.
Take the lead for now, but yeah, 50 is going to push him up the track.
Matt Black's really one of the only guys who restarted in the top 5 that's still in the top 5 right now. Though Alexander Rowe trying to move his way back up through the field. Not a good restart for Nathan Stapleton. He's falling back a little bit. Stuart Gratton's found his way back on the inside lane. It's just going to be so much cycling though these last few laps. And you know, you can't count out guys like Gutierrez and John Anders and Brian Webb, who have been, and Sarah Taylor. These 4 guys have been some of the quietest drivers all race long, and they are still very much in contention here. I would venture to say anyone from the 90 and Marcus Glitch who got spun around on that first lap all the way up have an opportunity at still winning this race. It's 8 laps to go here in the Thanksgiving 500. Matt Black still out front. It's Pandemonium out front. Finn Guy got up to second. Here comes Max Davis. Here comes Mauricia Velbalist. Started 41st for this race. She's up to the 3rd position. Here comes Max Davis for the race lead on lap 43.
Oh, look now as Davis tries to take the lead down the backstretch. Here comes Justin Zidell, and here he comes once again after falling back a little bit on that restart. Alexander Rowe is back up here inside of the top 5. He had a great run there down the back straightaway. Jericho with a big move there to the inside as well as now here comes the 21, Jeffrey Finguy. Looking to the inside for this race lead. Jericho makes it 3 wide for 3rd. These guys are going absolutely at it up here at the front of this field for this race lead. We got 2 rows of 3 wide. Marzak almost got squeezed to the outside wall there, but through 1 and 2, Finguy in the 21 holds the race lead, but he's got a lot of hungry cars behind him.
And look at some of these names behind him as well. We've mentioned Alexander Rowe quite a bit here. Stuart Gratton is up here. Justin Zidell is up here. Brennan Wilmington, who finally got his first career win as a driver in the Indy 250 earlier this year, but almost won this thing 5 years ago. And he's been trying to reclaim that ever since. He's still in contention for this, and I tell you, it's far from over here. Though the top 3 pulling away just a little bit. Jeffrey Finguy still out front with Tyler Jericho and Mauricia Velbalist. Max Davis now up to the 4th position. Chase McClure. Here comes Brennan Wilmington up to the 6th position. They're jamming up just a little bit as they get around Alexander Rowe and Stuart Gratton here with 6 laps to go.
That pack is making me nervous once again. I mean, just based on the trend of the carnage that we've been seeing. You look at a pack like this and you go, oh boy, when's something going to go out of line here? Oh boy, Gratton just went way backwards. But, oh boy.
I'm wondering if something happened to him. No, nothing happened.
That was all good.
They just got stuck on that outside.
Man, but now we're seeing them form up single file behind the 6. They are going to close right in, zoom up on these guys out here in the top 3. And next thing you know, it is just going to be pandemonium up at the front once again. Although, boy, it's a lot of Fords up here. How about that?
Ford has won this the past 2 years. And we'll see if they go 3 in a row. One thing I will say, we're closing in on the point of no return in this race because, you know, we know how wild of a race it has been. We've had 4 cautions here today. And we're going to run in the lap traffic as well.
No.
Duncan Ward and Ryan Durrani. And Finguy is going to get into him as the race leader. And Mauricia Velbalist is going to take the race lead and the cautions back out. We will get back to racing here in this one. It'll be a quick yellow to get a green flag finish at this point. But Finguy just choked it. The race leader got into Duncan Ward. And he is going to fall all the way back and he is not going to win this Thanksgiving 500. Unbelievable.
What?
I can't believe it.
Point of no return is 3 to go. They took the caution with 4 to go. So we're going to have 2 laps of caution and there'll be 2 laps to go to the finish here in the Thanksgiving 500. Absolutely unbelievable. The race leader just ran right in the lap traffic. You can't make this up.
He was passing him, and then I don't know why he turned right.
Well, let's quickly see what happened to bring out the caution. And then we're going to get back to racing here in the 2025 Thanksgiving 500. Mauricio Veblist is leading this field. It's going to be 2 laps to go to finish this one out here at the Coca-Cola Superspeedway. This is unbelievable. This is almost up there with Drew Webb blowing a tire at Michigan a couple years ago while leading the race. Because most of the time, these guys can get around lap traffic just fine. And Finn Guy, he was going to pass Duncan Ward, and then he decided to come back up on him. I have no idea what he was thinking there. Tyler Jericho actually got a piece of that one, but the 21 into the inside wall from the race lead with 5 laps to go in this race, and that is going to end his chances at winning this Thanksgiving 500. He had such a good opportunity at doing so, but he's not going to be able to get it here after that one. What a shame there for Jeffrey Finguy getting in the Duncan Ward, and our 5th caution of the day here at Coca-Cola Superspeedway.
Absolutely unbelievable scenes here at the Coca-Cola Superspeedway. Watching here, Jeffrey Finguy, I don't know if the 17 just came up on him faster than he anticipated or what, but just runs into the back of the 17 of Duncan Ward, trying to put him a lap down, and unfortunately from the race lead to having potentially no shot at all left of winning Thanksgiving 500. Definitely a really tough break there for Jeffrey Finguy. Especially this late in the race, that is an absolute punch to the gut there for that 21. But this is definitely going to make things really, really interesting here for the finish of this race, as we're going to have a really late race restart. Just 2 laps to go. This could get very, very dicey.
It absolutely could. 2 to go in the Thanksgiving 500. Mauricio Veblist is leading the field now. Who's going to get it done here in the 11th running of this race? We're going to find out here in just a couple minutes. Stay tuned. It's going to be wild here from Coca-Cola Superspeedway. Well. 5 cautions here today. Short caution at the end. No one needed to come down the pit lane, and we want to make sure we get a green flag finish for all y'all. But we don't do overtime here. None of that. 2 laps to go here in the Thanksgiving 500. Mauricio Veblist is your race leader. Tyler Jericho is second. Max Davis, Chase McClure, Thomas Troxel, Brennan Wilmington, Josh Marzak, Jack Haas, Alexander Rowe, and the 50 of Matt Black. Any of these guys can win it at this point. And of course, we just saw what happened there to Jeffrey Finguy from the race lead, getting into the back of Duncan Ward in the lap traffic. We will not have lap traffic be a factor for this finish. How do you think it's going to play out, guys? This is going to be a wild 2 laps to determine the 2025 Thanksgiving 500.
We got everybody bunched up now, and these guys are going to be going absolutely after it. This is going to be 2 laps for the history books right here.
I'm going to call it right now, either a Ford. A Ford is more likely to win this thing. Got a couple Pontiacs up here. But, yeah, 2 laps. Mauricio Veblist could win this thing. Could finish 15th. This is going to be wild.
Well, here we go. Who's going to get it here in the 2025 Thanksgiving 500? Mauricio Veblist started 41st in this race. She's out front right now. It's going to be 2 laps to go across the line here at the Coca-Cola Superspeedway. Oh, Tyler Jericho with a good jump there on the restart. Will he have enough momentum to get to the inside going in the turn 1? Got some guys on the inside. How about Max Davis and Chase McClure? They're not wasting any time, and there's no time to be made up at this point. You gotta go now, or otherwise you're not gonna win here today.
12 going backwards. Way backwards, but now the run's going to come to the 6.
Oh, here comes the Pacific guys.
How about that? Brendan Wilmington, Thomas Troxel, and here comes Max Davis. With a nose to the inside for the race lead as we come to the white flag here in the 2025 Thanksgiving 500, and this one is on here from Coca-Cola. Max Davis has it for now. Here comes Chase McClure in the 88. He's got some momentum to the inside lane. Thomas Troxel, Brendan Wilmington, and Mauricio Veblist got back on the inside. White flag for Max Davis here at Coca-Cola Superspeedway. Here comes Brendan Wilmington looking to go 3 wide to the inside for second. And Brennan Wilmington, he won the Indianapolis 250 earlier this year. Now he's looking to win the Thanksgiving 500. But Chase McClure, the outside pole sitter, is still out front in the 88 single file. Will Wilmington have enough momentum to move to the inside? It's gonna be close. He's pulling in going into turn number 3. McClure has the inside lane. Will Brennan Wilmington get a nose to the inside at the exit of the corner? It doesn't look like it's gonna be enough. And Chase McClure is gonna get the race victory in the 11th annual Thanksgiving 500. How about that?
Beautifully timed.
How about that
Perfect.
for Chase McClure? Oh my goodness.
And started second.
It's not his first win, it's his second win on the channel. Chase McClure wins the 2025 Thanksgiving 500. Brennan Wilmington second once again in this race. That's a shame for him there, but this race, it can go to anybody. And today it went to Chase McClure. Around in the circuits in the Sprint Series and Lenovo Pro Series, and he got himself a race victory in one of the biggest races on the channel here today. Thanksgiving Day 2025. What a race we had. 5 cautions. And Chase McClure is going to be the one who pulls out the race victory here in the 11th annual Thanksgiving 500.
Man, for as chaotic of a race as that was pretty exciting. I'm glad that we got to have the pretty much a green-white checkered there at the finish. That was pretty darn cool. But Chase McClure, the guy that, you know, I would say he's starting to make a name for himself, and obviously just made his stock price just went up a ton by winning this thing.
Yeah.
Best way I can word
you know
that.
who Chase McClure is now? What a win there for the driver of the number 88. And he was up front in a lot of this race as well. Started on the outside pole, kept it up there. And, you know, Chase McClure's a guy, like I said, has been in the Sprint Series, been in the Lenovo Pro Series, very used to these non-ratings series and races. And, you know, he just beat a lot of these guys who are, you know, world-renowned, basically, in the NR circles. And, you know, this race always goes to someone who really doesn't have a lot going for him. And that's kind of the same thing that happened with Matthew Hubert last year when he won this last year. This was his second career win. This is Chase McClure's second career win on the channel. Hey, maybe we'll see what he does next year, because that's going to award him a Body Armor Pro Series ride in 2026. I almost said 2025, 2026. What a race here. 5 cautions, but it had a great finish. And Chase McClure gets it done here in the 2025 Thanksgiving 500. What a race here from Coca-Cola Superspeedway.
Man, that was an absolutely incredible race. I think what I said there before that final restart held up quite well. That was absolutely a restart there for the history books. And Chase McClure, I have to definitely give hats off to him. Of course, started on the outside pole for this race. Won his respective dual race last night, and capitalized off that and gets the win in the main race.
So I actually need to say that's actually his third career win. I actually completely forgot he won last night. So third career win officially for Chase McClure. What a job!
Overall,
what a job
done great Thanksgiving 500
yes,
for him.
What a race! It was a great race, as it always is. And I mean, I don't know what to say after all that happened. I'm still getting over what happened to Jeffrey Finn guy, because the race leader just ran into the back of lap traffic. I mean, you can't do that. And that's a shame for Finn guy, because he's going to finish 26. He would have been up there regardless. If he even just lost the lead, he still would have been up there and had a shot at winning the race. But it didn't happen. And I tell you, this race does not owe you anything. And if you're Chase McClure, you just won yourself a race where nobody seemed to have the advantage. And that's got to feel really good if you're Chase McClure getting it done here at the Coca-Cola Superspeedway. Andrew, thoughts on this one? Wild race here at the Coca-Cola Superspeedway, but a classic as it always is. And I know you love this race a lot. And how do you feel about that one with Chase McClure getting the win here on this Thanksgiving morning?
Wild indeed. Holy smoly. I'm with you. I can't get over what happened with Jeffrey Finn guy there. And I mean, even then we had some other crazy moments in this thing. I had just as much fun doing it this year as I did last year. And it's awesome to see Chase McClure get that win. A guy that, yeah, his like I said, he's making a name for himself. He is getting out there and kind of climbing the ladder a little bit here on the channel. So that is awesome to see. Brendan Wilmington coming up so close, but still, that's awesome that he was able to be up there. Vebelist still finishing third, Rowe fourth, Davis fifth. But for Alexander Rowe, he definitely will have plenty more opportunities of getting that 13th win of the year if he hasn't already at this point.
Exactly.
So that was mega fun. I will admit I absolutely needed this. Thank you, Alex, for having me on board for this thing. And hey, Thanksgiving. I am thankful for both of you gentlemen and being up here with you guys during this time for me. So thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you for being a part of this one. And hey, thank you all for watching this great race here today. And, to Andrew's point, I am incredibly thankful for all of you. And, this year it's been some year for me in a good way. And a lot of things behind the scenes have taken place to really shape my future at this point. And I am incredibly thankful for all of that I have professionally. I don't know if any of y'all are going to be hearing or listening to this, but I am incredibly thankful for the wonderful people that I do have as part of my career and where my career path has gone in that regard. So thank you to all you guys. You might never hear it, but y'all mean the world to me as well. But you all here in the NR community mean the world and then some, because you've all been a part of my life for well over a decade. And as I said earlier on, I grew up with some of you guys. And, I started doing these NR races when I was 15 years old, all the way back in the grand old year of 2014. And, here I am, age 26, still doing this, still absolutely loving the frick out of this. And Chase McClure just got himself a great win in a great race, and I'm still just floored over what happened. I've been doing this for like 12 years now, and I still cannot believe what this game does. It's 23 years later that it's been going on. 23 years this game is, and I tell you, it just brought so many great people together, like Caleb, and like Andrew, and you guys mean the world to me. Nathan Stapleton especially is a big part of all this as well. He means the world to me as well. And the other guys like Matt Tuck, Stuart Gratton, I've known those guys for years and years and years and years as well. And I've met up with so many of these people, and so many of you guys, these people. You guys, I've met up with you guys, and it's been such a great experience in this community over these past years. And I cannot thank you guys enough for just being my friends. Like, you guys really are my only friends, in a way. I have a lot of great people in my life outside of this, but you guys really mean the most to me in that regard. And Andrew, I know you can definitely pack that up, especially over the past week or so. And Caleb, you are obviously in that same boat as well, and it's such an honor to have you a part of this. And I'm thankful for all you guys. So you'll have a great Thanksgiving, a happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy with your family, enjoy some good food, enjoy some football, enjoy whatever there is to enjoy for Thanksgiving Day. And we're thankful for this great community, thankful for this race, and glad to be here once again on Thanksgiving morning for such a great race. I'll give the floor to Caleb and Andrew one last time, let you guys have some final thoughts, and we'll close it here for the day from the Coca-Cola Superspeedway.
I definitely have to say, once again, is what a race here in this iteration of the Thanksgiving 500. Definitely had quite a bit of calamity here in this one, but still, regardless of the fact, definitely a lot of fun. Still saw some fantastic racing all race long. Definitely had a lot of great moments in that race that'll probably be remembered for years to come. And in the end, Chase McClure. Not his first win on the channel, but definitely a huge win for him there. And while he's definitely had a bit of experience leading up to this on the channel, a rookie to the Thanksgiving 500 gets it done. So great stuff there out of Chase McClure. But a very fun race, and it's always really, really fun to be up here for these races. I'm always honored not only to just be up here just to do what I do for the channel. It's been a lot of fun ever since I stepped into the position back in 23. Of course, I've said it plenty of times. I love this game. I love this community. And you all just mean the world to me. So thank you all so much for watching and your support. And man, what a great race to add to the list of what has been spectacular runnings of the Thanksgiving 500.
Yeah, big congrats to Chase McClure once again on that win. And hey, just another Thanksgiving morning tradition in the books here for the 11th time. And yeah, Alex, like you said, man, it's pretty spectacular that it's been 11 years now. It's still going strong. And number 12 is going to be just as good, I'm sure, in 2026. And again, just thankful to be a part of this thing, to have both you guys as good friends, and to still, in some way, shape, or form, be a part of this awesome community and getting to share in these experiences and these races. So I hope everyone enjoyed it just as much as we all did. I know I did. And like I said, and as Alex kind of alluded to, it was well needed for me personally. So just a great time. And no matter what, no matter where anybody finished, just hope that you had a good time this morning. And now that this is wrapping up here, like I said at the beginning, go get some good food, go spend some time with those that you love, and just be thankful for what you have. Just enjoy the day, and thank you all for being a part of this community. Thank you, Alex, for what you do.
You're welcome. Thank you all. That's all I can say. Thank you. Said it a lot, and I mean it. I really do. And what a great race, as
the day
always.
to say it.
Yeah, you know, I'm glad. I'm very thankful to be here. And it means the world to me for this to still be a part of my life at this point in my life. It's a lasting thing, and one of the very few things in my life that has been lasting like this, and that means a lot to me. It means more than you all can imagine. Like I said, I went over a lot of the emo stuff about that back in April in the 10th anniversary race, but I still mean it and hold that true to my heart just as much as I did back then, and always will, because you guys do truly mean the world to me. Thank you guys so much for watching here today. We have talked your ear off long enough. I think this is probably the longest one we've ever done. So you have a great rest of your day. Enjoy Thanksgiving. Congratulations to Chase McClure on his race victory here in the 2025 Thanksgiving 500. Tomorrow night, got the Turkey Oil Truck Series from Chicagoland. Caleb, I know you're going to cook with that. Body Armor Pro Series got 3 races left. That's going to be a lot of fun. And we've got the Christmas Eve Showdown as the next special event, which that's also going to be a lot of fun as well. So excited to see how that all goes down. But hey, huge thanks to Caleb Rose and Andrew Miller for joining me here tonight. This morning, we recorded at night this morning for this Thanksgiving 500, and we will see you guys next time here in the 2025 Thanksgiving 500 is complete with Chase McClure going to victory lane here at the Coca-Cola Superspeedway. Thank you all so much once again. Have a happy Thanksgiving, and on behalf of Caleb Rose and Andrew Miller, I will see you guys later.